Directions for your mini mosaics. Remember your name and teacher code on the back. First, you'll add your black squares to your white sheet of paper, and you want to just lay them out first and position them before you glue them. And here you can see in the middle it looks kind of like a plus sign, and then it looks like a frame around your black boxes. Do your best to get those as even as possible. When they look good, lift up each corner and put a tiny squeeze of glue under each corner. Really little squeeze, it should be a lot tinier than your finger. And then carefully press that corner down. You will repeat this and make little adjustments as you go to make sure your boxes are nice and straight. While it is still wet, you can easily kind of shift your boxes if they move around on you. And then when you're happy with how they look, very carefully turn your paper over so you don't move anything. And you'll kind of see the glue dots on the back, and that is where you want to gently rub the back of your paper to really help it stick down securely. Next, you'll use painted or patterned paper to cut different shapes and begin creating your mosaic. Right here, I'm just creating triangles to start with, and I don't want to cut too many shapes because sometimes we run out of time and we don't want to lose the shapes that we're making. So as you cut a few shapes, glue them down and start to arrange them. Start in the middle of your mosaic, and then you'll add shapes going outward that repeat. Here I'm going to create some squares, little mini squares here. As I said, I'm only going to cut out some and then take a break and glue them so that none of them get lost. After you like how your shapes are arranged, add one dot of glue under each piece of paper, being careful not to squeeze your glue bottle too hard so you don't end up with big puddles of glue. We want to avoid that because when it dries like a big bump, and we don't want that. So use little tiny squeezes of glue. It's helpful to put the tip of your glue on your paper and just give it a very gentle squeeze. A little trick to getting identical shapes is to fold your paper and cut it while it is folded, any shape you want. Here I'm cutting a circle, and after I take the circle cut out, they will be matching because the paper was folded while I was cutting. This is also a great way to create symmetrical shapes, such as hearts that have matching sides. And what I'm going to do is on that folded spot I created, the middle of the heart will be on the fold, and I'm going to just draw half of the heart and then carefully cut it out. It's helpful to open up your paper and check and see where the other half will end up after you cut it. Then carefully cut on your drawn lines, and you don't have to draw them, but sometimes it's helpful to draw half of your shape first before you cut it out. You'll repeat this process. Just start with adding a shapes or shapes in the middle of your square and have them repeat until they reach almost the edge of your paper. Really have a goal of filling up those small squares with lots of really cool shapes to create your mosaics.